Our Sergio,
Sergio, and match week 4 Ecoso within the South African PSL, and that was the game between Giants, Meka defending champions, Mamelodi Sundowns team Oma winning the league on 8 consecutive occasions against Kaizer Chiefs. And Sergio, the game really stood the test of time. And Rowan Williams really impressed me. And Sergio, one incident me Kaipa Maccabi Lilepo long shot now, boy no. Honestly, it was a game Sundowns dominated. And Sergio, who some couple of differences in terms of how said the defensive lineup no make a shift, because now saying who the likes of Musa Lebusa and Oka Kuliso Mudaumo Edasuo, but a certain Cupido who was introduced during the last FIFA Club World Cup no has now been a mainstay member when it comes to the defensive setup no. For the midfield, seeing the likes of Tebo Mokoena and of course Maceo Allende has really been doing the deal. And Sawaha from last season, Peter Shalulile has not been the mainstay man when it comes to upfront, because Ikram Renes has taken over the top spot alongside the Brazilian international Atasils. But Sergio, it was a game that Mamelodi Sundowns supporters honestly complained. Say it was a game nanka the fair senka omu winning the game. But honestly, the game really lived up to expectation. Oh, the likes of Tapuk Maseka, the likes of Pule Modi, I think it's one of the yellow cards on a silly tackle I'll call it at a point in time on Tebo Mokoena. But Sergio, it was a game that really lived up to expectation. The standard of play was really high, and how the South African PSL, they shown us very good game yesterday. And Sergio, per the table no, even though I've only about 4 games there, it's early days yet. So Richards Bay leading the likes of Kaizer Chiefs, now having 10 points each, and Mamelodi Sundowns we need 2 and about 2. Omonya lose game there, but it was a fine game that went on within the South African PSL when 2 giants, Meka Kaizer Chiefs and Mamelodi Sundowns met. So quickly, 2 squads about Meneo Kaseya na squad no by, and that is the FIFA 2026 World Cup qualifiers now. Ekobasono. Coach Hugo Bruce last week and also a 31-man provisional squad. Odebabe Fisi Lesotho and of course the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And Opeyan Wakati the squad no from 31 to 23. Odebabe Urem. South Africa on top of that group, that is Group C, with 13 points after 6 games and they seems to be the team in the driving seat. And per how they've shown within these qualifiers, getting a win against the likes of Zimbabwe, against Lesotho, against Sudan, even the draw against Nigeria in Uyo, they were really impressive on that day. They even scored first before said Dele Bashiru Eteka Emani Koye 1-1. And conspicuously missing within the setup is Percy Tau, but Lyle Foster, the main man who has been leading Burnley, is still in the squad. And also Patrick Maswangwani, and of course Oswin Apolis, new guy for Orlando Pirates. It's usually the local guys now, Hugo Bruce, Eddie Bonner, and these are the men, the 23 squadder, Odiaba, Omodebabe Fisi Lesotho, and of course Nigeria. So we need those 2 games put South Africa in a pole position to return to the global stage since 2010 when they hosted the world on home soil World Cup na course no. Apart from coach Pape Thiaw of Senegal also and also the 26-man squad. Now headlining the squad is main man Sadio Mane and also within the squad no. Nicholas Jackson and Shedanya match playing time Chelsea, but still coach Pape Thiaw has decided to consider him within the setup no. The likes of Pape Matassa, Idrissa Gana Gueye, Sergio almost 35 going to 36, but he's still good enough to be playing at the highest level of football with Everton and still being within the main men the Senegalese Teranga Lions midfield. And of course new boy Habib Diarra of Sunderland, the guy who scored the second goal during a 3-1 win against the 3 Lions of England. England, he's also been part of the guys I'm naming, and of course Lamine Camara of AS Monaco. So Sergio, these are the men headlining the setup. Khalid Koulibaly and of course Edouard Mendy within the setup no. Sergio, groups one of the groups to watch, because what her points build up now. DR Congo leading the group table no 13 points, and of course Senegal and Sudan 12 points each. And what it means Senegal any the two teams see and Ebabishia. So where top of the table clashes near Babihu, because Senegal will be playing against Sudan, and after Sudan they will be playing against DR Congo, and these two games will be very very key in determining their chances of going to the next World Cup. Ekobaso, Ewo, USA, Canada, and Mexico. Our groups now, some of the national teams have built a very good points, are strong enough to ensure say even someone to the top spot now. The second place team you be consider for into those playoff spot no, those teams could be considered, and Ebini, Sudan, and Senegal. So Ebanya quite how the World Cup 2026 qualifiers ebe unfolding next week as some of the national teams are unveiling their squads into the national team footballer ebe baso next week no. And of course Hugo Ekitike has here very very well for Liverpool. Me one of the persons I said Joe Namin Jinin the cra from the days at PSG, went to Germany, Frankfurt, a move onyae Liverpool. Among four boychi says sika ye di tua edi no ba Liverpool no seju scano doso but seju o chance na he hit the ground running, scored in that game against Crystal Palace Community Shield, and so he went on again against Bournemouth. He scored the first goal of this season Premier League no. And just Monday it was no or Sasha against Newcastle. So Sergio what hit the ground running pair the numbers and what he has shown what say or deserve a call up within the French setup no. But Sergio still Didier Deschamps is no bono or overlooking. So Sergio Cameroon there is since time or PSG no more dinechi. So speculate since no was say the chance never to me open ama the fake foot. So mo betimi a conventional, but Sergio among for be who know say Liverpool now wabanu. It's just a matter of time. Obenya call up. Coach Didier Deschamps making the squad or the Babebo against Poland and Ukraine. And the big news is informed striker Hugo Ekitike is not part of the squad. Sergio for me, I think say he deserved to have been part. Tottenham here him so betimi ya Mola Lukman said Sergio I think say be a very I think say be a very very good move omutiminyana because now come here Savino. So ka Savino move no so be trigger another move. Now ka Rodrigo a free Real Madrid aba Manchester City. But Manchester City are making it clear say Savino will stay. And say you ama the Rodrigo move to from Real Madrid to Man City in Ebia and also now the move or the chase is on Africa Best Footballer of the Year. And Tottenham, because of some couple of injuries, almost set up Dejan Kulusevski, the likes of James Maddison Munyinepra. And I think say having the Africa Best Footballer of the Year in their fold, and also be adding a lot of bites, more attacking setup. And I think it's a very, very good move for Ademola Lookman. So quickly on the US Open, Carlos Alcaraz, and very swift against Matteo Bellucci of Italy. 3 sets, Sergio, simple, and I think say it was very good for him. OS 6-1, 6-0, 6-3. The game now, Sergio, that was the game between Raphael Collignon of Belgium and of course Casper Ruud of Norway. Sergio, game no called 5 sets. Raphael Collignon won the first set by 6-4, but in the second and the third set, Casper Ruud came strongly, won those sets 6-3, 6-3. But from the 4th and the 5th set, that is where Raphael Collignon overturned the leader, not Casper Ruud, by winning 6-4, 7-5. So Sergio, Ama was defeated Casper Ruud 3-2 in those sets. Yasmin Paoloni, so Mekai last year she was Wimbledon finalist, and of course the French Open also she was finalist, but unfortunately she lost in those setup and I think that she has also done well by beating USA's Iva Jovic 6-3, 6-3, and of course Arina Sabalenka also defeated Polina Kudametova of Russia by 7-6, 6-2. So you International Tennis Federation and say Russian athletes they are participating. But all football and the others are Emma among for any kakra say there is a bit of discrimination kakra. Yeah.
You want to make us tennis I see in the football goebi as athletics are crazy in the football goebi.
And the Russian decision to invade Ukraine is a political decision. But said you near Russia near or Bob Emman national team. Said you me who name force will be. me who nim so because ne man penyin no take decision say obekọ akoko ena edin chi no ahwe aba but I think say the football world must consider.
Okay.
Yes, I think so because since the other sporting federations, Emma Russian athletes ebe participate. So I think the football world.
The politicians need to take a decision. It affects teams, national teams.
Yeah, okay,
South Africa.
Yeah.
Which year was that? South Africa 96.
Yeah.
Is it 96?
Yeah.
AFCON. And then Nigeria no man could.
Yeah. The beef between Madiba and then General Sani Abacha. Yes. Even say Ghana
82.
Nearly.
President Liman also no way.
Yes. Rollins by and
the true baby politicians don't take decisions. It affects sports.
Yeah. But for me, I think that for the sake of Russian footballers, I'm a bomb national team.
Okay.
I think that the football world must consider.
All right. Awal Mohammed. Yeah, to us so you be brave.